This product is available through the link in the description box below. If you're looking at the ASUS Dual RTX 3050 6GB, you're probably seeing a lot of conflicting information online. The naming convention alone causes massive confusion. This matrix shows the 8GB version next to the 6GB version. The 6GB model is actually a physically different, scaled-back piece of hardware. It has fewer CUDA cores and a narrower memory bus. You can find faster graphics cards for the exact same amount of money, so why would anyone willingly choose a card with scaled-back specs? Looking strictly at raw frame rate data paints an incomplete picture. This specific ASUS model is built to solve a highly specialized problem. There is a huge market of people trying to upgrade older office computers. We're talking about those standard pre-built Dell, HP, or Lenovo towers. If you try to drop a standard gaming graphics card into one of those office machines, you are going to hit an immediate physical roadblock. This split screen shows a custom PC on the left and an office pre-built on the right. Notice how the office machine uses proprietary power supplies that completely lack the external 8-pin PCIe cables modern graphics cards demand. Replacing that power supply requires buying a new unit, ensuring it fits inside a locked-down proprietary case, and hoping the motherboard connections even match. It gets expensive and incredibly frustrating fast. For millions of potential gamers, the true barrier to entry is the physical impossibility of powering a standard graphics card. This table maps out the input-to-outcome dynamic of the ASUS RTX 3050 6GB. The defining feature here is a strict 70-watt power ceiling. Because the wattage is so low, this card pulls every drop of electricity it needs directly from the motherboard's PCIe slot. That means you completely bypass the need for those bulky external power cables. You get instant drop-in compatibility. You can open almost any older office PC, slot this card in, and start playing without touching the power supply at all. But there is a real cost to that convenience. Capping the power at 70 watts heavily restricts your maximum graphical throughput and leaves virtually zero room for overclocking. You trade peak frame rates for absolute physical compatibility. The next major spec to consider is the 6GB of GDDR6 VRAM. A 6GB frame buffer easily handles 1080p esports titles. Games like Valorant, League of Legends, and Counter-Strike 2 will run smoothly. But modern, texture-heavy AAA releases demand massive amounts of memory. 6GB will hit a wall quickly when you try to load ultra-resolution textures. To maintain playable frame rates in newer, demanding games, you have to drop your in-game settings down to low or medium. Treat this ASUS card as a highly reliable 1080p esports engine. Expecting it to act as a modern AAA powerhouse will leave you disappointed. Looking at the physical design, ASUS built this card with a compact 2-slot footprint and dual axial tech fans. That compact shape appeals directly to builders working with small form factor cases or setting up a home theater PC. It also features ASUS's 0 dB technology. Under light thermal loads, like watching a movie or browsing the web, the cooling fans completely stop spinning. The card actively eliminates system noise. You do pay a slight premium for this high-end ASUS cooler, and realistically, a 70-watt chip generates very little heat to begin with. But if you are integrating a PC right into your living room, that over-engineered cooling guarantees total silence. Let's run a quick scenario match to figure out exactly which GPU you should buy. The decision rests on one question. Does your power supply have an external 8-pin PCIe cable? If yes, avoid the 3050 6GB entirely. You have the power overhead for a faster card, so buy an RX 6600 or RTX 3060. If no, the ASUS RTX 3050 6GB is the absolute best option available. Your existing physical hardware constraints dictate the true value of this card. Generic benchmark comparisons don't matter if the competing cards won't even turn on inside your machine. If you are a budget-conscious gamer building a PC entirely from scratch, firmly pass on this hardware. But if you want to turn an old office PC into a gaming rig, or you need absolute silence for a home theater setup, this card solves your problem. You are paying for extreme convenience. It saves you the headache of completely tearing apart and rebuilding a proprietary system. Before you make a choice, grab a screwdriver, open up your PC case, and physically check your internal wiring. Let your power supply make the decision for you. This product is available through the link in the description box.